So, The Crooked Man, the latest Hellboy movie, has finished shooting, and it gets the seal of approval from Mike Mignola. In fact, we only know this because of Mike Mignola. He took to his Instagram to talk about this. And yeah, this was quite a quick turnaround from announcement to this film being shot and then wrapped. Yeah, like staggeringly fast, actually. Really, really, really fast. I don't know whether that's a good sign or a bad sign. This is from the same guys who made the last Hellboy. This is a new Hellboy. It's a reboot already. So I guess that's not a good sign, but at least they're trying. I guess. God loves a trier, right? That's what they say. And the Crooked Man is an interesting story for them to look to approach anyway. So, yeah. Let's take a look at this, guys. Hit subscribe if you're new here. I can't imagine this is going to be a super long video, but yeah, hit subscribe if you're new here. Give the video a like, and please do share it. But yeah, so it's been confirmed that Hellboy the Crooked Man has already wrapped production yesterday, in fact. So that was on the 14th. It wrapped production. Hellboy creator Mike Mignola took to his Instagram to reveal that cameras have now stopped in Bulgaria, meaning the movie was only filming for 7 or 8 weeks. Now, that could be really concerning, but it could just really, I mean, it could actually just be a short film, in fairness, or they could have just had a tight production. Who knows? But the average production is like 12 weeks. 7 or 8 weeks, guys, is sometimes the round of pickups that they do, you know, reshoots. So, principal photography only lasting 7 or 8 weeks is really quick. But the thing about this movie is, and this is what gives me some level of confidence here, is that this movie doesn't need to be convoluted. It's not like a Marvel movie where they've got loads of green screen and, you know, you're going to have sound stages and all this kind of garbage, right? You just don't need that with this type of movie. Shot on location, you've got VFX artists, and that's basically it. You know, you've got practical effects artists on board and then some post effects, and that is essentially it. A good Hellboy movie won't require massive sound stages and things like that. A lot of it is practical based. 7 or 8 weeks, it could be it. That could be a really good thing. And you know what? If this is like an hour and a half, you know, a 90-minute runtime, then that makes a lot of sense as well. You know, they don't have to pack in an extra half hour plus of photography work, shooting. So I think that's quite good, in fairness. Maybe. I'm trying to be optimistic. But anyway, despite not getting the opportunity to visit the reboot set, the writer and artist says, and basically, I mean, this is the post. So it says, this is his, Mike Mignola, the creator, his post. He says, so they've wrapped principal photography on the new Hellboy movie. I wasn't on set for this one, but they've been nice enough to send me dailies. So every single day, at the end of the day, all the footage, that's what's called a daily. That's it. The director, cinematographer, they review the footage daily. And apparently, now Mike Mignola does as well, because he wasn't on set. That's really good of them, actually. You know, maybe they're placating to him, I don't know. But, you know, getting the creator seal of approval is never really a bad thing. There's nothing bad about that inherently. That's quite a good thing. So they sent him the dailies, and he says, and I have to say, I have loved what I've been seeing. If fans have been waiting for a Hellboy film that is actually an adaptation of one of my stories, I think they're finally going to get one. Now, this is where I think they probably haven't been placating to him, and he is not placating to them. Because sometimes you hear about the, you hear from creators and things like that, and they're like, this is the definitive adaptation of my work. And you know that they've just been paid off, right? You know that they've been paid off. But this here, I mean, he's pretty honest. I mean, he's throwing shade at the previous film as well. And this is the same people. If fans have been waiting for a Hellboy film that is actually an adaptation of one of my stories, I think they are finally going to get one. So he's throwing shade at the previous production, which this is the same studio, by the way. So I don't think they've paid him. I don't think he is placating to them at all. I think this is quite an honest statement. Hopefully. This is, again, me being as optimistic as possible. And he then congratulates the director, Brian Taylor, and a really wonderful cast, and I quote, and to co-writer Chris Golden, who did so much to figure out how to give the studio what they wanted and still keep true to the heart and soul of the Crooked Man, my favourite of the Hellboy stories. Now that's an interesting statement to make, isn't it? So Chris Golden, who's the co-writer, he did so much, apparently, to figure out how to give the studio what they wanted and still keep true to the heart and soul of the Crooked Man. That's an interesting... It's almost, in fairness, a bit of a contradiction to what he previously said about an adaptation of one of his stories. Because it's, you got to give the studio what they want and keep true to the heart and soul of the Crooked Man. Well, what did they want that was so different then? If it's an adaptation of the Crooked Man, what do they want that was so different that the co-writer had to struggle? Who knows? And he lastly, but not least, says, I wish Richard Corbin was still around to see this. They did a wonderful job bringing his really horrific character to life. Cool. Fine. I think a lot of this could be perceived as being hugely positive. You know, the official synopsis is stranded in 1950s rural Appalachia. Hellboy and a rookie BPRD agent discover a small community haunted by witches, led by the Crooked Man, a local devil with a troubling connection to Hellboy's past. So, the actual Crooked Man was an 18th century miser and war profiteer named Jeremiah Whitkins, who was hanged for his crimes yet returned from hell as the region's resident devil. It's currently unclear who is playing that villain in the reboot. Yeah, we don't know actually, but it's Millennium Media again, same people who did the last Hellboy. But look, God loves a try. They're really pushing. I think there's some stuff which is really positive here. 7 to 8 weeks is a really quick turnaround for photography, though. But look, if it's an hour and a half, that's a nice breezy hour and a half. I think that's quite good. I think it could be quite good anyway. We'll see. What do you guys think, though? Let me know down below. Again, leave all your thoughts there. Hit subscribe if you're new here. Thank you so much, ladies and gents. Take care.